Greetings all, Elle Grinnell here with TrueSpeak, bringing you the all things happy and healthy vlog again today. Thanks for joining me. Today is part 2 of a 3-part series on the alignment. We all have voices in our head, or most of us have multiple voices in our head. And for many over the years, it's hard to decipher which voices are actually your true source, your divine inspiration, right? And which ones are your ego, and which ones are just literally years and layers of fear, doubt, and worry trying to protect you. So last vlog, we talked about aligning the head and the heart, because the head is kind of the ego. It speaks to your life experiences, whereas the heart always loves you unconditionally and is super resilient and wants success for you and joy in this lifetime. Now, today, we're talking about the voices that are the logical and the creative. And what I find interesting is, for some reason, people like to think the logical brain is the right side and that the creative side is the left side. And I don't know why that is. Maybe because more people are more right-handed. But the truth is, if you're going to speak this way, make sure that you speak correctly in the fact that the logical side is the left side. So logical and L. And the creative side is the R. The right side, the creative side. And why does this matter? Simply because when you're talking about where the voices are coming from, it's important to think about, right, the neuroscience behind what all of this means. And for many of us, we have that nice hard line between the right side and the left side of the brain. And that's why many of us tend to be more logical than creative, or more creative than logical. And a select few people are able to do both, like architects, that's a great example. Musicians that can write music, great examples of people that are logical and creative. But what I'm talking about today are the voices. So the logical mind wants to make sense of everything. It wants a plan, it wants action, it wants things to be done in a timely manner, in a timeline and such. Whereas the creative side is way more whimsical. It's more of a go with the flow, and can also be sometimes impulsive. And that doesn't have to be necessarily a bad thing. And so what happens is, when these two try to speak to you about getting something done, taking something from conception to completion, they don't trust each other. And so they don't work together. And when we can have our logical and our creative thoughts working together, things get done faster and easier under grace. Okay, so we're going to do a little exercise right now, just like we did last week, where you're just going to take a nice deep breath. And if you want to close your eyes, you're welcome to do that if you're not driving. I'm breathing in deeply. And then as you exhale, allow yourself to relax and let go in the jaw, the neck, and the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to do this 2 more times. Breathe in deeply and exhale and relax. And one more time, in nice and deep, and exhale and relax. And then ask your logical mind this question: what's my next best step? And chances are your logical mind is going to launch into a plethora of things. You ask for your next best step, and sometimes you'll get a, well, you should do this, but many times it's like, oh my gosh, where do we start? Or it's like, well, you're going to do this, 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 and this, even though you just asked for one or the next best. Okay, so go ahead and jot that down. And if you didn't hear anything, that's fine as well. We can talk about that in a moment. Now, take in a nice deep breath. We're going to do this again. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, allow yourself to relax. A little deeper on the exhale. Breathing in fully. And exhale deeper, longer, and slower than you normally would. And then just one more time. In and out. Now ask your creative mind, what's my next step? Now, chances are, if you're very logical, your brain actually filled in, what's my next logical step, even though you were supposed to simply ask, what's my next step? So be aware if that happened. And then generally the creative mind says something like, have fun, enjoy the process. So I'd like for you to understand that the creative side does want us to really enjoy life and the journey and the process, and that's fabulous. Yet sometimes it keeps us from getting things accomplished. Whereas the logical mind sometimes can really suck the fun out of things and make something that we used to be passionate about not so enjoyable anymore, and therefore squishing our desire for completion. Okay, so jot down what the creative mind said as well, if you didn't do so already, and then see how imbalanced they are. And if you have a huge disparity or a conflict, or you didn't get any next step, or you didn't like what you heard, then talk to me. So for in these 3 sessions, I'm offering a complimentary session to help you align those voices, those thoughts, what you're hearing in your inner ear. Okay? When you have the logical and the creative on the same page, things are amazing. And it seems like literally doors fly open and miracles happen, and you deserve that. As soon as you get the communication clear. So when the logical mind and the creative mind are in opposition of each other, you're never going to have those opportunities that you deserve. Okay, so looking forward to spending more time with you. Until next week, I've got one more alignment for you. So stay happy and healthy, my friends. Aloha.